Hi, and welcome to Morrell Fitness Club. This is the green route exercises. We'll be starting the red route at 6:30. So these exercises are designed to be either done standing or sitting. Believe it or not, this is the 8th time we've run it since we've entered lockdown. Hi, Dave. Good to see you back again. It's becoming a habit, which is good. So again, just stress for everyone tuning in, either now watching it on replay, if there's any exercises that you think are going to aggravate an injury that you've known or weakness, then just substitute that exercise with something else or just take a break while we do that exercise. The format of the class is we do a little warm-up and then we're going to do 2 circuits of some bending and stretching exercises, which can either be done, say, stood up or sat down. If you want to add a little bit more resistance to the workout, then if you've got some little dumbbells at home, some of the exercises you can hold dumbbells. If you haven't got dumbbells, then either little bottles of water, they weigh about half a kilo each, or tins of beans or something like that. They weigh about half a kilo as well. So choose choose what you want to do. Work at your own pace. We'll just start off with some little stretching and warm-up exercises. Hi, Teresa, and then we'll get into the session. So we want to start by just rolling that head around nice and gently, a couple of rotations, and then back the other way. And then bring our shoulders up as far as you can. Bring them together. Don't worry if you can't bring them together. Round and down. So we're going to be focusing next 30 minutes on flexibility and balance. Let's take our arms back up the other way. Out and round. Another couple of times. We'll do that. And then whether you're standing or sitting, put your hands behind your head and just bend gently forward. We'll do 3 of those. Okay, so we're going to start with a little warm-up and then we'll go into the circuits. And before you know it, half an hour will have gone by. So let's get ready. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of marching. If you sat down, we're just raising our knees like this. If we stood up, then standing up, hands on hips. If you can, work on that balance. That's good. Excellent. Coming up. That's good. And then we'll start some little arm circles going. The bigger you make the circle, the more challenging it is. You work at your own pace. We'll reverse round in a minute. I'll pop some music on as well in a minute. And then if we go back the other way, and then we're going to do those left and right. So if you're sat down, you're just moving your leg from one side to the other, so in and out like that. If we stood up, again, hands on hips, to the side, bend down. Okay, and just bend to whatever feels comfortable for you. If you're sat down and you're moving your legs in and out, and again, just work at however far you want to take that out. Just getting this nice and warmed up. That's good. Over we go.
2, 1.
Just designed to get a little bit of the blood pumping. Just going to get my music turned on. Bear with. And then we'll be into the action. This time. Right, here we go. No, not that one. That one. Okay, so it gives us a bit of music. We're back to the action. So ready to go in 15 seconds? Let's say seated or standing, and I'll give a shout out when we're going to use the weights. Let's see what our first exercise is going to be. So neck stretch. So arm on the shoulder, moving our head over. So the same exercises as last week, just juggle them around into a different order. When we get to halfway, we're going to swap over. Focus on getting a nice stretch from that neck. That's it, that's halfway. We'll swap over now. So if you've been sat down on the computer all day, this will stretch out those back of that neck, keeping that head facing forwards if you can. That's good. And now we've got the front and side arm raises. If you want to grab your little bit of resistance weights, whatever you've got, half a kilo, 1 kilo, whatever works for you. And we're going to go up to the side, and then we're going to go up to the front. Yeah. So resisting that weight on the way down as much as you are when you're pushing it up. So don't just let your arms fall down. Even doing this without any weights, good as well. So arms probably weigh 3 to 5 kilos each. Just lifting them up. It's making a difference. It depends on size. Muscles, mine weigh just under 4 kilos from a scan I had last year. That's good. And then we pop the weights down safely. We're going to do that marching. So again, if you sat down, you can just sit down and do that like this. Or if we stood up, again, then hands on hips. We're going to try and do this balancing. If your balance isn't good enough, then hold on to something. Raise your knee up. Try and hold it there and down. Up we come and down. Up and down. So you should be getting good at this now, 8 weeks in. Think about those muscles you're using. And halfway. Good. Starting to feel a bit looser now. It's good. And we've got the side stretch. So if you want to get into the weight, that's good as well. So you just need one. And we're going to pop that arm up in the air. Then you can do this sat down. Pop the arm up in the air and just bending over. That weight just coming into view there. And we'll do this on one side and then we'll swap over. So you just bend over as far as is comfortable for you. Working on those oblique muscles down here. So having to pull it back up again. And that's halfway, so I'm going to swap hands. Into the other hand. You might find one side is a bit more flexible than the other. If you can try and do this, work out a couple of more times during the week, that'll be good. And rest. Now we're doing our shoulder rotation. So like we did in the warm-up, you bring your arms up in a minute, elbows up to shoulder height, and we'll bring our arms forwards and round. If you haven't done, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Trying to get up to 100 subscribers so that I can go mobile. I'm going to go out for a walk and show you how you can exercise out in the countryside as well. So we're nearly halfway. That's halfway. I'm going to rotate the other way. So now I'm opening up my chest. About those shoulders, getting that mobility. That's good. You're getting a little bit of warmth in your shoulders now. So now we're going to do those left and right. So if it's sat down, we're just doing this, each side. And then if we're stood up, we're stepping to each side and then back to the centre. So let's go. So we step to the side, And again, just bend as far as is comfortable for you. Working on getting a bit of stability into those hip flexors. So you've got adductor and adductor muscles moving your legs in and out. So this is giving them that little workout. Same if you sat down, having to move them. Gives you bit of extra strength in your hips, which will help with your balance, avoiding any falls. That's good. So next we've got arms overhead. So if you've got the weights, you can use them. If not, then just lifting those arms up. Got 4 kilos to lift anyway, or 8 in total. Are we ready? So now we're taking our arms just over our head and then back down again. Again, control on both directions. Don't just let it fall down. You're in control of the speed that those arms go up and the speed that they come down. Good. 10 seconds to go. And rest. Put those weights down. Next we've got the body twist. I'm going to start this one sat down. Show you, so it's arms across your chest in the first variation. Sitting up nice and straight. Keep those hips pointing forwards and just turning to the left and the right. Feel a twist in the middle of your back, the lower back and middle back. That's it. If you stood up and you want a bit more, then pop your hands out. But again, trying to concentrate on keeping the hips facing forwards. We want to get that twist in the back. We're working all the parts of the body. That's good, and rest. Now we've got either the leg raise or the knee bend. I'll just demonstrate the leg raise. If we're sitting down, we just want to be taking our feet up and down. Up and down. If we're stood up, then hands on your hips, and then just bend those knees. Have your toes pointing slightly out as you come down. Again, go down as far as is comfortable for you. That's a really good exercise for strengthening those quads, these thigh muscles. Important for just getting out of chairs, stuff like that. So we're not having to hold onto handles to do that kind of stuff. Keep that going. Same if you're seated, so that movement of having to lift your leg up. Again, the lower leg probably weighs 3 or 4 kilos. So each time you do that. So done. We pop our arms out for arm rotations next. Again, sitting or standing, your choice. And pop the arms out. And we're going to do front rotations again. Within reason, take this as whatever feels comfortable for you. The bigger the arm rotation and the faster, the more challenging it is. So again, work at what feels comfortable for you. Don't do anything that hurts. And then that's halfway. We're going to go back the other way. So I'm now rotating my arms backwards, but if you want to do little circles as well, that's good. Either way, you should be starting to feel it in your shoulders. It's a little bit of extra work we're asking them to do. And rest. So that's the first circuit done. So if you want to grab a little drink, if you want one. We're going to take a minute's break and then we're back to those neck stretches. If anybody else wants to shout out, then put your name in the chat. You need to be logged into YouTube to do that. Ready to go in 30 seconds. If everyone's got into a routine now with lockdown, certainly after 8 weeks, it's starting to feel definitely like what's the term, the new normal. Anyway, we're going to start with these neck stretches. So left hand onto the right shoulder, right hand onto your chin, and then bending over. Feel a lively, nice stretch down here. Neck can get quite immobile. So we're standing up nice and straight. Imagine someone's got a thread of string they're pulling us up right with, and we're just pulling against that as we pull our head over to that right now. And rest. Got the arm raises, so with or without weights, seated or standing, your choice. We're ready to go, so up to the side, control it on the way down, up to the front, control it on the way down. So we're just bringing our arms up, so our elbows are about level with our shoulders, and the same when we do this move here. That's it. So with or without weights is fine. Pop those weights down. So marching, either standing like this on the spot. I'm just going to do this next one sat down myself. So sitting down, sitting up nice and straight, hands on those knees, and then we're marching up and down. Use those quads and that psoas muscle to pull our legs up. And if you're standing up, use this as an opportunity to balance on each leg. And rest. Side stretches now, so if you want to use a little weight, that's fine. If you don't, that's going sitting or standing for this one. In fact, I'll do this. I'm going to do these sitting. So same movement, arm in the air. Over we go. Take that arm over as far as you feel comfortable. Feel a stretch in your side. You should feel it all down here. That's halfway. Going to swap weights. Other hand. Over we go. And rest. Next we've got our shoulder rotations. And bring your elbows up to your shoulders, bring them together, down and round. And do this at the pace that's good for you. When we get to halfway, I'm going to reverse it back the other way. So that's halfway. Now we're up and round. Now we're opening up that chest, bringing those shoulder blades together. Shoulders should be nice and warmed up by now. And rest. Now we've got those left and right, so if you stood up, it's just stepping to the left and the right. I'm going to do this sat down. So here we are. Again, sitting up nice and straight. Take that leg out to the left and to the right. So strengthening all those muscles that need to be used to move your legs. Good. In. Keep it going if you can. Okay, now we've got the arms overhead. Okay, weights if you want it. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Up we go and down. Don't let the arms fall down. You are in control of the speed that those arms come down. Get twice as much workout for your time. You've got 10 seconds to go. Almost there.
3, 2, 1. Rest for 15 seconds.
And rest. We've got body twist next. I'm going to do this one sat down, but if you want to do it stood up, that's good as well. So we're going to cross our arms, cross our chests, holding onto our shoulders, and then twisting to the left and the right. Think about the muscles that you're using. Try and make it a deliberate move, not just a swing. If you want a bit more, then if you pop your arms out. Make sure you've got enough room. And rest. So now we've got the knee bends or the leg raises. So I'm going to stand up for this one. If you sat down, then it's just doing this with your legs. Getting those legs up. Stood up. Again, hands on the hips. Keep that back straight. Just bend those knees. Have your feet pointing straight, slightly out, as if they were pointing at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Slightly wider than your hips. And then your knees should track out. You want your knees to go out slightly as we're bending them. We don't want to see this. There's too much strain on the knees, so it's knees pointing out. That's it. So the knees are tracking over your toes as you bend them. And then each time you come up, you're having to lift the weight of your body. So you will know how much that is. So the legs are typically maybe, I guess, a third of your body weight. So whatever the scales tell you, you just lifted 2/3 of that by doing those squats. So now we're getting the arms out for the arm rotations, little circles forwards, again at whatever pace that you find comfortable. If you want to do it a little bit bigger, it's good as well. Puts a bit more strain on the muscles, so do it carefully, feel your way through it. When we get to halfway, I'm going to rotate the other way. I'm going to go backwards. So coming back, and get a good opening on the chest. If you want to be doing something less taxing, then just keep your arms little circles. You should start to feel a little bit of warmth coming into your shoulders. When I say warmth, I mean pain. A little bit of fatigue coming in your shoulders maybe, and then we finish. And that's the circuits. That's Monday night green route finish for the week again. We'll just do some stretches to make sure we're feeling nice and stretched off after that. And then if you want to jump into the red route afterwards, if you use that as a little stretching and warm up, then feel free. Otherwise, watch these on catch up. So there's now going to be 8 for you to choose from. Try and do it every other day, and you'll find that your flexibility and strength increases. So let's just pull out those triceps if you can. Pop your head, hand over your head, and on the other side, and we'll pull our arm across our body. Good. And then stood up and sat down. Let's put our arms behind our head. Just bend forward till you feel a stretch in the lower back, or your, if you stood up, you'll feel a stretch in your hamstrings down the back here. And there we are. You're done for another week. Well done. Glad you enjoyed it. And I'll see you live next Monday. Let's say feel free to do the recorded ones are there. Dig in, keep it going. Hopefully we'll be out of lockdown soon. Cheers, Dave. Have a good one.